Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another episode of the most offensive podcast ever. I'm Slimmy V, and today I am going to give you an update of the paralyzed mom from the Pfizer vaccine. Are they really going to admit it? We don't know as of yet. But I do have an update. This was the 33-year-old mom who, after taking the first shot from the Pfizer vaccine, became paralyzed from I guess the chest down. She has regained upper movement but remained paralyzed from the waist down. Now I am going to show you a report on this, but before I do, I would like you to consider hitting that like button, sharing this video, and subscribing to my channel. Those who have already subscribed and who are part of it and who are commenting, I really and richly appreciate each and every single one of you. May God bless you. Now, without further ado, let's roll this film.
We start tonight with a Channel 11 News exclusive. Doctors now believe a reaction to Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine temporarily paralyzed a Bethel Park mom. Good evening, I'm David Johnson.
And I'm Lisa Sylvester. Just 12 hours after getting the first dose, she woke up with no feeling from the neck down and relied on her young daughter to call for help.
All they know is that prior to my vaccine, I was healthy, I was whole. And then after my vaccine, I had complete paralysis of my body. I've regained the upper body strength, and I'm working towards both toes moving on left and right.
That woman is sharing her story only with Channel 11's Jillian Hartman.
And she is live tonight with this major update. Jillian.
Well, the woman tells me her doctors here at the Allegheny General Hospital ran several tests. Now her doctors at the Cleveland Clinic did the same thing and found nothing wrong with her. Now she says those doctors at the Cleveland Clinic told her the cause of her paralysis points to the Pfizer vaccine.
The Cleveland Clinic doctor believes that the nervous system had a reaction to the shot, which caused stress on my nervous system and caused the paralysis that lasted from my neck down.
Rachel Cecere from Bethel Park spoke exclusively with me today from her hospital bed at the Cleveland Clinic. She said after more extensive tests, doctors confirmed she's a healthy 33-year-old woman with no underlying health issues.
So they were able to rule out any inflammation of the spine, and therefore they ruled out that this is not a Guillain-Barré syndrome that some people do get as a reaction to vaccines, flu vaccine, for example.
Cecere said she got the first shot of the Pfizer vaccine last week at the Rite Aid in Cassie Village, but 12 hours later, almost her entire body was paralyzed. These are photos of Cecere and her 3-year-old daughter Bristle before she got the shot. In the last few days, she's made a lot of progress. She's been able to regain almost all strength and feeling in her upper body. Today was the first day she's been able to sit up.
It's an amazing feeling. It makes me feel hopeful that I'm going to be whole again.
However, she's still numb from the hips down. At last check, she's been able to wiggle her toes, stand behind a walker for about 30 seconds, and had some resistance in both legs. I spoke to Pfizer earlier this week, but reached out again to ask if they had more to add with this new information. Pfizer got back to me within an hour saying we have nothing further to add. At this time, our ongoing review has not identified any safety signals with paralysis in the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. The woman tells me her case was reported to Pfizer, but Pfizer has not contacted her yet. I did ask a local infectious disease doctor about Cecere's case and what it would take to scientifically prove the vaccine caused her paralysis.
It's hard to say whether it's the vaccine or not the vaccine without there being more, first of all, more information and to more people with the same kind of thing. It is a very good sign that she's had recovery this quickly.
Now, it sounds like this woman will make a full recovery, which is good news. Now, I did reach out to Rite Aid, but they said they cannot comment because of HIPAA. Reporting live tonight, I'm Jillian Hartman, Channel 11.
Okay, let me see. Let me put it right here. Let me put it right. All right. Okay, let me talk to you a little bit. Now, Pfizer, or the spokesperson for Pfizer, do not want to admit that it's Pfizer. Okay, fine, I get that. But it was easy for so-called experts to admit that COVID, the reason why people died was because of the COVID-19 virus. Because mainly after catching, and mind you, before I even continue, I want to admit the COVID-19 virus is not something to play around with. I've known people that have had it and had suffered heavily, and I've known people that had it and had no reaction. Okay, so I am not gonna sit here and pick one side and say, oh no, this is nothing. No, I'm not saying this is nothing. I'm simply saying that COVID-19 definitely can cause a chain reaction. Okay? But what I find it confusing and irresponsible is for them to take COVID-19 and simply say that was the cause of their death. Even though they had underlying conditions such as heart problems, asthma, diabetes, hypertension, AIDS, cancer, you name it. How much, what are the percentage? Okay, this is my question. What are the percentage of perfectly healthy individuals, I don't care what age, perfectly healthy individuals that had died from COVID? Okay, and I remember there was a report from the CDC that came out, and a lot of people were saying, oh, well, it was misconfusion or misinformation or something like that. Well, they said something about 6%, right? Now, let me throw this at you, all right? Now, the spokesperson from Pfizer does not want to admit that she became paralyzed because of the vaccine, but saying is because maybe her I think her spinal or her system, okay, that controls movement, okay, it's not in my head right now, that had some type of reaction and may have caused her, they said temporary paralysis, okay, but yes, she did regain movement up top, but she is still completely numb from her waist down. Okay, so she is not out of the woods. We hope for a full recovery, and I will try to find updates on this story. So they have to be fair with how they report on this. They need to find these stories, lay it all out on the table, and give people a chance to make a conscious decision as to whether they are going to take this vaccine or not. What we do know is with increased age, you have more deaths. That is because as you increase with age, you're more likely to have pre-existing conditions, such as those that are named before. So the younger you are, the less pre-existing conditions that you do have. Okay? Now also, I think there is a stat out there that really, like, young babies, it's not good for them to have this virus. Okay? So yes, I am admitting the virus is dangerous. But when it comes in combination with pre-existing conditions, it can take you out. So yes, there is a danger in it. But still, I think you have to leave it up to the people to make a decision. Don't leave these type of stories out. Put it all on the table. And if they make this decision, then they've made the decision. Okay, do not attach their job to it. Do not attach them going out to see a Yankee game, or a concert or a museum. Do not attach that to it. If they have to wear a mask, fine. If you want to mandate a particular type of mask that really works, do so, because the regular cloth mask, actually, we found out that it did not really work or were not as effective. Okay. Now, again, I'm not an expert. I am reciting data and reports that's been written from so-called experts. Okay, so this is the story that I have. Pfizer, again, do not want to take responsibility for this woman being paralyzed. But I say, if after taking the first shot, a perfectly healthy woman was paralyzed, then they have to just prove that it wasn't them, not because her system somehow didn't work with it. What about other people who are going to take this? Remember what I said. I said this in several videos. These vaccines are like, it's a one shot for all. Okay? So they're not taking into consideration medications that people are taking, blood types, your DNA, whatever health conditions that you do have that may have a adverse reaction. They're not taking all of these into consideration, but I wish they would. If they would do that, I would be in line for it. I would consider people taking it, but they're not doing that. So I am not going to force people to go out there and take it, nor will I force people to not take it. Okay, so this is what I've got. When I do get more updates on this particular story or any of the other stories, I will give you an update on that. Okay. Whew, please do not forget to subscribe and share this video. Let this go viral. Let people see what is happening and how these things are being reported on, because many of these vaccine companies are not taking responsibility. Okay? We don't know if companies that are mandating employees to take this, is there a payoff? I will find out, because I want to come out and do a video on just that alone. Are they getting paid? Are they getting compensated somehow, some way? Okay. All right. Well, that's all I've got. If you're not offended, you're not listening. I'm Slimmy V, and this is the most offensive podcast ever. God bless. Stress less, and let Yahweh give you rest. I'm out. Peace.